Reality check. A lot of rappers want respect, but this is where shit comes to disconnect. Life from art, and art to life it imitates, because the stories that we tell are meant to entertain and demonstrate. I can't speak for every artist, but I tell you my perspective of the market. Horrorcore has been therapeutic for the traumas of my abuse, so don't confuse it. I don't say this shit just for y'all amusement. At one point in my life I thought I'd really do it, being on the thin line between a suicide or a school shooting. Found the music to lead to my improvement. The juggler world gave me a home, hip-hop gave me a culture. I was no longer alone. Weight lifted off my shoulders. I ain't never killed a soul, and I hope I never will. And I'm better off mentally than the past 28 years. And yes, I'm still healing from internal fears, but as a man, I release my pain through the tears. And as an artist, I release the pain through the cheers. Gangsta rap was the shit to me. I was back and forth between ghetto and suburban symmetry. And the hood taught me to bottle up my emotions, never show them. While like there's a chip on your shoulder, maybe people will leave you alone if your energy colder. Not to mention being the shortest kid in my class, half white and half Hispanic. Starting to rap, they would target my ass, so I had to garner a mask. The shit I saw in Memphis know me to violence. Sometimes I replay it in my head and sit in silence, like I had to rewind it and fantasize it. Cause just like both of my parents, I harnessed it anger passed to me for being treated cheap by students, family, and strangers. So in any second I felt I could unload, rocking back and forth, trying not to explode, wanting to fight but afraid I do life if I lost any control. I wasn't a gangster, I wasn't a thug, but the ones I was around never really had love. The old heads would look at me in disappointment anytime I bragged about bullshit, petty theft and graffiti tagging, basically foolish. Meanwhile I thought I should been using some bullets like it was the coolest, cause some of them thugs I wanted to be were the same as my bullies, and idiotic minds would tell you that I was weak inside, but never stepped in my shoes or peeped my mind. See, they were lost and ignorant trying to prove themselves. Only difference is my auntie taught me how to school myself, and they gave me the freedom to plan for my own. But with little direction from a man in the home, I was standing alone, my palms bouncing. Mama wasn't around, and I was 12, and I hope I had the chance to put a shell through my dome. Shit. Look. Yeah. Now let's take it to 8 or 9, when I was mentally fine. Aside from seeing toxic shit from broken family ties, exposure to drugs and crime. Around the same time I was molested by my cousins. I say molested, but they was jumping me every time I was coming around and hold me down for fucking and sucking. I prayed for God, but he never showed. I begged my mama, she wouldn't fold. Told me I had to deal with it cause it was her sister's house. So I learned to go to a happy place with my face down on a filthy couch. To this day they won't admit it and nobody believes it, so the black sheep label I received it. Years later I realized I was bi, but into the feminine kind, not attracted to any man, but fell in love with a trans infusion into my mind. But in some way I always thought different inside, but said it was a sickness inside, that being a rape victim twisted a line and triggered a side that wasn't me and had me functioning on feeling alive. But therapy helped carry me to understand the abuse I get, learn to separate my sexuality from mental confusion quick. Don't say it's a mental illness, and there's some truth to it, but what I am is what I am, and there's no moving it. And I learned to accept who I am, and be me is what I'll do with it. Because the hate that was thrown my way in high school, I'm through with it. Because I went through with it, used the noose and tried going through with it, but something brought me back and told me there's no use in it. Be yourself and start using it. And if you commit, they love you, and they'll see your improvement quick. And if they hate you, they were never cool with shit. The LGBT movement tried to get me included and involved. Thought another community I could've belonged. In some sense I do, but not as a pawn. But I only believe in two genders, and not a defender of sex offenders. And not gonna allow liberal demands to call on the government to stall society with agendas and hypocritical laws, or feed our children with shit that is wrong. My sexuality isn't a badge or a label, it doesn't make me a god, but at the same time I'm a human, it doesn't make me a dog or some subhuman spawn of satanic wrongs. The left and the right both step on the lawn of the motherfucker who don't wanna choose a side, and I don't fence ride. Let me live my life and leave me alone. If you don't respect me for me with common decency, keep your beliefs to yourself and greet me. Stop being eagerly waiting to throw leaks at me. Have beef with me for simply being me. I'm trying to keep the peace. As an artist, this shit is somewhat separate but somewhat relatable. Some songs are fables from creative mood, and some songs are what the unstable do. I'ma keep on making music, so maybe you should change your tune, cause from this point on I'm I'm unbreakable. People hold rappers to standards that are debatable. We human beings who are used to lucid dreams. Only some decide to use the scene to move a scheme, but the real recognize the truth is seen, balancing stories and reality. So if you asking me, you're harassing me, battering my identity, mad at me, saying I'm not real, throwing me under the rapper speech, then you can have your beef, but don't bring those scraps to me. Trying to rap with me, scrap with me, cause I usually casually do this for my sanity and path to be. That's the way it has to be, because if I snap and leave, then I know the ending will be a tragedy. What separates me from having your fans and rappers with passing heat is when I'm learning to look in the mirror and be glad it's me. Now that's how you fucking check reality. If you're gonna internalize shit, you need to look within anyway, motherfucker. I hope healing comes to everybody, man. Just had to get that off my chest. I walk with y'all.